What's up, YouTube? This is Joshua here. So, I want to talk about the fact that you have the ability to draw whatever energy it is that you want into your life, all right, through perceiving any situation, however, in whatever fashion that you choose. And this is probably one of the craziest and coolest things that I think I've ever come across and that realized in my own life. You know, because it's like often like we go through a hard situation and it could be anything. It could be walking down the street, right? We're trying to get ourselves to work. You're in a fucking hurry. You're probably having one of the maybe it's one of like the harder days that you've had that week. You're walking across the sidewalk and boom, you like you stub on your toe, you fall over, you break your toe, and now you're in so much pain that you can't even get to work. You call up your work, and you're like, oh my gosh, I am in so much pain right now. I think I broke my toe. Work's already sort of pissed off. You've had like a bad vibe already at work because you're sick of working there and you don't want to work there, but you feel like you have to. And now it's like the only place that you're making money from. And you call and you're like, yeah, sorry, I hurt my toe and now I actually need to go to the hospital, right? And what ends up happening? Well, you broke your toe, you end up going to the hospital, and that thing it's been at the back of your mind that's really been bugging you sort of happens. You end up getting fired from your job. Damn, that's a pretty crappy situation. And I feel sorry for you if you went through that situation. For whoever has gone through something like that, I'm sure like some of you have been, through something like that along those lines. And at the end of the day, the energy that you end up creating in your life, the energy that you probably already had going into that situation wasn't so good. Your vibe, not so good. And when I mean vibe, I mean like your actual vibration, the way that you're experiencing your day, the way that you're experiencing whatever was happening, and it just throws you off, right? So fast forward like many years later, a couple years later, a week later, you know what? It doesn't even matter how much far down the road that you decide to go, because at the end of the day, the way that you decide to look at that situation is going to give you the power to be able to channel whatever it is that you want to channel into your life. So, for instance, if you're in wherever, whatever situation you're in and you're feeling like, damn it, that was crap. Like, I was already in a hard situation. I already feel like, like I was already on a down and that just totally pushed me down even more. Well, you're going to come out of that and you're going to continue feeling like crap. It's going to affect the rest of your life like crap, and you're going to continue moving on feeling like that's crap. And at the end of the day, what I'm trying to talk about here is the fact that, well, you get to choose. You get to choose how you feel right now. You get to choose how you decide to take your life in whatever way you want to take it through perceiving that situation or whatever situation it is that you go through in your life in a way that's actually going to be beneficial to you. You get to channel it. You get to create what you want. And it all comes down to how you feel and how you decide to take a look at that situation. In coaching, people call it reframing. Okay, that's like a fancy word that we might use for it. Um, Maybe not so fancy, but on one hand, like I said, you can like look at that and you're like, damn, that was not cool. I'm in a pretty tough situation right now, and I would have loved to keep that job. Or B, just to give you one example out of like a million different examples. Think about it right now. The possibilities are endless. How you want to look at the situation, but I'm just going to bring up something that comes up, from the top of my head, is the fact that you can look at it and you can see like, wow, so that was tough, and acknowledge the fact that that was tough. But then at the same time, you can see yourself how you grow from that situation. You can see yourself how you decide to use that situation to your benefit. So, for instance, you didn't want to have that job in the first place. You didn't want to be working there. And you know what? It might have even been kind of difficult for you to end that job. Had you not ended that job, you wouldn't have gone out in the first place to seek something else, to go out and actually have the guts to go out, the balls, whatever you want to call it, to look for something else. I mean, that's just one example, because often we end up in these situations that are complete shit, that seem like complete crap. My own personal situation, I ended up in a situation where I was driving my daughters around the country from here to there, here to there, here to there, trying to keep my family together, assuming that, you know what, this is going to be, this is just like a really shitty ass situation. But at the end of the day, I was able to look at that situation and find a way out because I found some sort of strength within whatever it was that I was doing. I found strength in the fact that, you know what, now I'm in a different situation in my life. I see how strong I am from being able to do that. I see that I have a focus and a desire that's true to me. I see that I can focus on what's really important, which was keeping my family together. I didn't mention I am a dad who's divorced about 3 years. Could have gone the opposite way, could have ended up in fighting, but I said, no, you know what, I am going to use this for my own self. The same way that situation, like walking down the street, breaking your toe, ending up losing your job, you can use that situation for however it is that you want to perceive it. And when you get to perceive it, when you choose to look at it the way that you want to choose, you draw this energy into yourself because you're now taking responsibility for the way that you live your life, and whatever it is that happens to you no longer makes a difference. Meaning, it does make a difference on the short term, but in the long term, you're the one that gets to choose whatever it is that you want to do. So you walk down the street, broke your toe, now you have the ability to find a new job, and in fact, you go out and you find a new job. You find something that's at least different, something that takes you out of the other situation before. In fact, you can take a look at it and be like, damn man, I was strong. Even if you felt like you were weak then, even if you know that at that time I went through that and I was like, wow, like it's all coming down, it's all falling apart. But hey, I was able to get through that. I was able to move through that situation now that I can take a look at that and say, damn, I'm stronger right now because I went through that. I'm stronger right now because I went through that situation where I had to drive my girls around, or I decided to drive my girls around, or I decided to bust on through and create a life that I knew was going to be better for myself. This is what I'm talking about. Like, when you clicked on this, you saw this. It's all about time travel. Why is it time travel? It's time travel because this sort of thing is not held within the context of time. The best thing about it is it doesn't even matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter when something happens. Because if you remember it, and this is the power of being a person, this is the power of being a human, that you have the ability to remember whatever it is you want in your life, the way that you desire to remember it. That means that you can think back to a situation and be like, you know what, damn, that thing's not going to take me down. I'm going to choose the way that I want to perceive that. And as a result, I am going to create the experience that I want right now for the future that I want and the now that I want. And this is what I'm talking about. This is the time travel. This is channeling that energy that's already there and bringing you to another purpose, to a future that you desire, which is by far one of the most powerful things that you can do for your life. And what's it all about? It's about not worrying, letting go, number one. Number two, saying, you know what, I can take control of this situation. I'm going to take a look back right now. I'm going to see it again. And I'm going to find those things. I'm going to find the good things in that. I'm going to find what helped me, what made me stronger. You can find whatever it is that you want. Nobody's telling you how you should be looking at it. Whatever your heart, whatever you feel close to, that's the way, that's what you can look at, and that's what you're going to do. Not held within the context of time, guys. Get out there right now, sit in your chair, think back, and be like, you know what, man, let me figure out, let me find something in my life that I felt is keeping me down. And I'm going to decide to take a look at it and take control and say, how am I going to reframe that? Tony Robbins has a great way of saying it. He says, there aren't failures, there are results. And you know what the best thing about the results are? You always can change that. Much love, guys. If you like the video, click like, leave a comment, all right, subscribe to my channel. I'm going to be coming out with more videos. This is my ability to express. I'm not running it at a particular niche here because this is my business. I am a coach, but at the same time, I want to move away the fluff, move away the marketing, and sort of talk about things that I really love, things that I feel as a way to express myself. Much love all of you guys. Girls, guys, get out there, do your thing, and subscribe. Talk to you guys later.